How broken is this club, Gab?
Well, so the good news, if you're a Juve fan, is that you have a very, very deep-pocketed family group behind you. So you're not going to go bust. They will continue.
Well, just sack Allegri then, surely, Gab. If they got that deeper pockets, just sack him and move on.
Well, that's not going to solve your problem vis-a-vis financial fair play, though, is it? Which you know is back this season. So they also have to pay attention to that. I think they need a radical rethink. And you know, when they thought they had one with Sarri and they didn't quite commit to it, and then I thought with Pirlo, actually things weren't as bad. With hindsight, they weren't as bad as they've become, with them throwing good money after bad on veteran free agents who then get injured and never play. I'm looking at you, Di Maria. So, they've made this investment in some young players. They've brought other young players in. Gatti, who started tonight, obviously, made a mistake perhaps on the first goal, but showed character at the end. They've got Locatelli. They've got the kid Miretti. They put together this under-23 side, which was supposed to be this wonderful reserve of talent for them. Well, we hardly ever see these guys. When we did see them, again, 20 minutes ago, when we saw Sule and who's from Argentina, and Ealing Jr., of course, who's English, he thinks he's an under-20 international. When we saw them on, they made a difference. So, maybe it'll get into Allegri's head that, hey, how about we find out if some of these youngsters can play?
But it's not really a shock, is it?
Well, not from what we've seen already this season.
We're sitting here, it's not like we walk in and go, Juventus are out. Oh my God, that's a shock. How did that happen?
They did battle back from 4-1.
I just honestly, at the moment, the way they're playing, they're a bit of an afterthought, aren't they?
Yes,
really? I mean,
very much.
It's such a mess. I mean, we've got Barcelona tomorrow. They're not out yet, but they will be. Maybe that's a little bit more of a shock, but not a huge one when you look at their back line. And there's just so many problems here in Italy for this team. And for this manager, and you look at the two. Gab said he's one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid in Italy and around the globe. For a guy who plays that kind of pragmatic style, you've got Simeone as well. We've talked about him. It's not very exciting. These guys are getting paid fortunes, but yet they just can't seem. Okay, they've had relative success playing a certain way, but is that how much is that way of playing watering the mouth of everybody who watches the game now? And how much success are teams getting by playing that way? That's one of my questions.
It's not just that, Craig, and I know how much you love expected goals, so you'll love this one. Allegri's defenders point to the number of goals conceded in Serie A, and they say, oh, look, we have Juve still have the second best defense in Serie A in terms of goal conceded. Well, this is a team that's way overperforming XG in terms of goals conceded. They've conceded 6. XG says they should have conceded 12, which on top of that, I think to me suggests things are bound to get worse as they regress to the mean as well, defensively too. And you saw that tonight in Europe where, I think at least 3 of the Benfica goals were just down to very poor defending.
Next up for Juventus in the Champions League, their final game in the...
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.